Critics wrong as usual. As usual.
As usual.
Fucking love 28 Days years later. They love it. Zombie dick. Hate Jurassic Park.
No zombie dick.
Wait, no 20-foot penis with this dinosaur?
Why does the T-Rex not have a penis just flopping around?
What do you mean they lay eggs? What do you mean?
I want to see its cloaca.
Welcome back to another review. I'm here with Bailey Lyon, my fiancée. And we got out of Jurassic Park yesterday. It's a brand new day here in sunny Florida. And, beautiful Jurassic Park movie.
Good Jurassic Park.
The fourth best Jurassic Park movie, I would say.
Third.
Tell them what the first two are.
Jurassic Park, obviously, classic, hands down, no notes, still holds up today. Mm-hmm. My personal second is Jurassic Park 3. Mm-hmm. I like the raptors. You gotta like a raptor story. And then this one.
I didn't tell her to say that, by the way. She loves Jurassic Park 3.
It's my favorite.
I like it.
It's my favorite bad movie.
I mean, all the Jurassic Park movies are pretty bad, except for the first one.
I was like, oh, that almost ended in a divorce. Oh my God.
Before we got married. The first one is so good, it continues the franchise to this day.
Yeah. The score is probably one of the best movie scores of all time.
Oh, and they do use it in this one again.
The part with the Titanosaur is probably that's the best use of the original score in a sequel movie for sure.
100%.
That if nothing else in a sequel, that's the best use, because when you see the Titanosaurs and they're in the herd, I even looked over at you and I was like, they do move in herds.
They do.
If you've seen the first movie enough, that's important.
But what was the classic rule they kept breaking over and over in the movie when they started yelling in the woods?
Oh
in the
my
forest?
God. So if you learn anything from Jurassic Park 3, if you learn anything, it is shut the fuck up. There are dinosaurs around. And they never shut up. Yeah. They are constantly making noise.
Yeah. The whole time I was just like, it's a really bad idea. What's
a bad idea?
That!
What?
Yeah. I would say we enjoyed our time with the movie.
Yeah.
Second half a lot better than the first half, because the first half kind of dragged a little bit, and then they get closer to the island, and then they get on the island, and then shit starts popping off, which I liked a lot.
I stand by. I liked the movie.
Hmm.
I am a sucker for a good old dinosaur, chase him, eat him,
rough
it up kind of. And that's all. That's what it was. It was a fantastic fucking dinosaur movie. Had some cute little nostalgia moments to like the original franchise, which that.
Oh yeah, music kicking in. Oh yeah.
I'm telling you that that scene.
That's why we go to these movies.
Yeah. And also think it's really interesting that I learned today that Jonathan Bailey does the clarinet for the Titanosaur scene, playing the original score.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. That's a nice little touch.
That is.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie was directed by Garth Edwards, who directed Godzilla 2014 and Star Wars Rogue One. So, he has some, experience going into this one. I think he did a good job, coming in, rebooting the franchise.
Not Titanosaur, the D-Rex,
the new one.
Yeah, that's very obvious that he's been part of
the Godzilla
franchise.
It looked like a kaiju, yeah.
It did. Yeah.
100%. That was definitely the something in the movie I had to get behind, was the weird looking dinosaur at the end. Because it was just ugly.
It's so fucking ugly.
And I was just like, ugh. I would never buy that toy. I would never buy that action figure. You know what I'm saying? That would never go next to another T-Rex.
Well, and it was really interesting that they kept it crouched for most of the movie. So it was kind of like, it looked almost T-Rex size for a lot of the movie. And then at the very, very end, when it stands up and it adds like an extra 100 feet to it, I'm like, well, now they're all going to die. That's the only logical...
But have you seen the one Jurassic Park movie? You've probably seen this one. Another corporate greed movie. They're trying to get some dino DNA so they can help Big Pharma or something like that, create some cures for cancers.
It's not cancer.
Whatever. It's whatever they're curing in this movie.
It's heart disease.
Yes. So that's why they go on the mission. And what was the price? $10 million.
I want to say it was like $10 million per person.
Yeah, I would hope. Oh, they just all split in $10 million. That would
not enough to risk your whole life.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson, main star of the movie. That was the one part I didn't believe her at all. When she was like, "Wow, $10 million." I'm like, "You got like $20 million to be in this movie."
And you could tell it was very much like. I would look deep inside myself, and I thought, "What's $10 million to the average person?" And so I act shocked. $10 million.
$10 million. Wow.
Wow, that's like a lot of money.
I know. It was so funny. I mean, she is the big star of the movie, though. How do you think she did in the movie, Scarlett Johansson?
I think it was underwhelming. I think
Me
that's
too.
the best word I could use for it. Because it wasn't bad. There wasn't anything inherently that I'm like, this is the part that I don't like. But there wasn't anything inherently good either.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that I was like, wow, this is so good. This is a standout role for her.
Yeah.
She wasn't even as like, I want to say like witty and fun as she is in Black Widow, which is part of the appeal to that character.
Yeah,
I think she was trying to be that way a little bit.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the, like, give me that gun. Let me shoot or something like that.
Oh, you guys can't.
You guys can't handle shooting. And she misses the first shot. Maybe that was supposed to be intentionally funny.
I don't know. It was
supposed to be a joke.
But the true standout star of the movie,
Dolores.
the little baby.
Yeah, little baby. Yeah, that's gonna make a lot of toys. Yeah,
I want one.
They could sell the
so
shit
cute.
out of that at Universal. Yeah, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Rebirth. Better than the last two for sure.
By a lot.
It's not a 3-hour slog like the last one.
No, the third Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie is just trash.
It's pretty.
It's hard to get. We tried to rewatch it to prepare for this movie.
We couldn't get through it.
We couldn't finish it. We were bored. We're like, okay, you wanna watch something else? Anything else?
Right. Even trying to play the drinking game to it.
It wasn't working. It wasn't fun enough.
It wasn't fun enough.
Now Jurassic Park 3 to the drinking game.
That's a good one. That's a good time.
Perfect drinking game.
Because the movie's only like an hour 40. Like, so, by the time you get to the hour mark, you're already blitzed.
Yeah.
They started the movie off introducing the monster a little bit. A sequence that kind of doesn't matter at all. You probably could
that sequence was the stupidest. I'm sorry. That's the one that like really sent me over the edge. That I was like, this is the only thing that I actually really didn't like about the movie.
It was very
the
out of
fucking
place,
opening the candy wrapper, and then the candy bar wrapper following him through, and then it getting sucked into the door, and then the door doesn't close. You're telling me that the second it got sucked into, this is like the biggest fucking company. They house all sorts of dinosaurs. They have every single safe fall in place. In every movie leading up to this, there's every safe fall in place for this kind of scenario.
Yeah.
You're telling me the second it went that some fucking alarm didn't go off and everyone didn't start being like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I just don't believe it. That's the one part I really didn't buy into. Like it
felt like Final Destination. The way the rapper was just
cheesy.
floating and death is like finding them.
And then it was when it got sucked into the door, and the door fucking like had a mini explosion.
First of all, if your door breaks because a piece of plastic,
candy bar wrapper,
how are you spending your money on?
Okay, but let's just say that you work around this high tech of equipment, and like they're all in like the big white suits.
Sensitive?
Then why did you drop the fucking candy bar wrapper? Like whatever. Like
why are you being a slob here? Like what's his name?
Nedry.
Look at his workstation.
That pissed me off. That was But to get back to positive note,
positives.
The absolute peak for me was that they paid homage back to the book.
Oh yeah.
With the river scene, the riverboat scene.
And a lot of people say it's like the best scene of the movie. I liked it.
I didn't like the way. So I'm trying to decide because I don't know. At first, I didn't like the way that the dinosaur just kind of like they got past the rocks and he was like, fuck this.
It's too much effort.
Like he just chased them down the river. But if it's supposed to be like the book, which seemed like they were trying to play that off.
Yeah.
In the book, it's like a juvenile T-Rex. And so it really was. There's a guy it eats. It's terrifying, but he plays with him before he eats him.
Yeah.
he like pushes him over and knocks him around and like does all this shit just to fuck with him before he eats him. And I kind of feel like that's what like the dinosaur like kind of like also in like big cat nature. Like once they get bored or it gets just a little bit too hard, they're like, never mind.
Because it did like, just eat and it was waking up from a nap from eating.
Oh, huge whatever that was. Yeah. And so he was just out there kind of being like, nah. And then he like chewed the boat a little bit and went on. Yeah. Also interesting, why is not everything in Jurassic Park made of whatever that boat was made of? Because obviously
teeth couldn't get through the rubber. Like the teeth couldn't get through a little inflatable boat.
It breaks through dinosaur hide.
Dinosaur bone.
But not that.
Yeah, they really are. You know, it's plot convenience stuff.
There's a lot of...
It's not meant to overthink. There's no deep theme with the movie. It's
the deepest theme is the
corporate greed stuff. Yeah, but that's in every Jurassic Park movie. That's like probably a theme you could put for every movie.
I like that they're doing it now with what's going on in the world.
Oh yeah,
having something to do with healthcare.
Yeah.
The fact that it's
big pharma,
only accessible to some and not to all. Interesting.
Great, yeah. Then they definitely laid that out.
Time relevant kind of story.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's.
That was not a subtle message, though. Like
not at all.
They just
they said no. Really, if you don't understand, this you're retarded.
This is what it's about. All right. Were you surprised by the negative critical reception it's getting? It's got like a 50% Rotten Tomatoes. It's like 50-50. And I'm like, what were they expecting? Like, what are you expecting from this dinosaur film? Out of the last 6 Jurassic Park movies, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and like I just
it's never going to be the first
Nothing's
movie.
ever going to be the
like,
first
we're never going to touch that movie again.
No.
But yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, me neither.
I really I don't know.
But I wonder if the critics have something against this filmmaker or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Because there's nothing... I stand by there's not really that much truly wrong. Yeah, there's plot point hole. Like, there's holes in the plot. There definitely are. There's definitely things where you can be like, this is how you can... This could have never happened. That could have never happened. It's a fucking movie.
Right.
Ultimately, none of them could really ever happen.
Yeah, the family just happens to be on a boat traveling across the fucking Atlantic.
Okay, but you and I were like, that's stupid. Ridiculous. Why would you do that?
There's giant dinosaurs in the water. I don't care if you already did this before. There's dinosaurs now, so like you don't want to do this anymore. That was another thing when we got to the island and they started branching off. You're like, oh god, we're
great.
4 different plot
different
lines stories. Which is hilarious. That's how they just added more time to the movie. I mean, you probably could have just did a story just about the family, like getting stranded on the island after the boat, like, gets chased by dinosaurs. Or you could have did the other story with the military. But they wanted to combine it both and make kind of an overly complicated movie.
I liked the family. I liked the family. I gotta be completely honest. I wouldn't want them taken out. The dad is awesome. Yeah. Although I couldn't stop, and maybe this is gonna make me sound bad, but maybe I couldn't stop seeing him as Pedro Pascal. I feel like somebody had him in mind for this movie and they just couldn't afford it or something. I don't know. But he looked a lot like him, and there were just scenes in it that I was like, Pedro Pascal could have played this. But I love the boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I love the boyfriend. I think he's so funny. At the first part, I was like, oh, he got knocked in the water. He's going to get eaten. Yes! I was like, fuck that guy. And then, 2 minutes later, I'm like, all right, fine. He's okay. I kind of like him.
He jumped in after his girlfriend, even though he's lazy.
I liked that part, though, where he's like, no, you pegged me right. I am lazy. He's like, that's me. You got it right. Mm. And but he's got character arc, which is kind of interesting. Speaking of plot holes, though.
Well, when the dad's knee, breaks,
I was just thinking.
He's like, I can't walk, and then he's walking for the rest of the movie. Well, he's jumping.
Yeah, he's got his leg he's stuck somewhere. He's literally pulling a whole human up by his broken fucking leg, and then he's like, I can't walk. And 10 minutes later, he's like, just kidding, I can.
It's fine.
And I can tread water, and I can swim, and all of those things are fine.
I carry my daughter everywhere.
Yeah. So that part kind of that, and then the dude at the end.
The bad guy at the end? Or
the good guy at the end.
Oh, the black guy sacrificed himself. And then he doesn't die.
I hate stories that...
You know what really bothered me about it is because he lured it with the flare to get the dinosaur away, right? And then he lights another flare to get them back. Why didn't the dinosaur come then? Why he didn't see it then? The dinosaur just fucked off. He went up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
The dinosaur didn't see the boat light. He didn't see the flare.
None of that.
They got real bright with the lights at the end. I'm like, where's the dinosaur? You better pick him up quick.
Right, must move faster, move faster.
You better be quick with this. But that was the ending of the movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Not many people die. Like, a couple of the crewmen die on the boat at the beginning. The CEO dude dies.
He needed to die.
That's about it.
He needed to die.
That's about it. I mean, he was just trying to make money,
He needed to die. No, Scarlett Johansson was just trying to make money.
That would have been good if she died, or one of the main characters like that.
I stand by the guy at the end should have died. Not that I want him to die. I have nothing against him, but
give us an impactful death.
Give me something give me something that's makes you go, oh, because there was a moment where I was like,
damn.
Oh my God. I also kind of would like to know, they touched on it. What happened to his kid?
He has a kid.
What? Because at one point he's chewing into the dad for taking his kids out.
Why would you do that? This is dangerous.
And I feel like there's a part there that must have gotten cut somewhere in editing.
Yeah.
That explains is this kid dead because of something that happened with him and his job, his mercenariness,
or the judge has joint custody.
His wife did something and something happened. I need to know. I have questions.
I thought it was he has joint custody or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, but then why did he? I just don't understand the freak out and the way he looked at the. There's a part where he looks at the picture all
maybe she died.
And it's just his son. It's just a picture of his son, and he's like. Oh. What happened?
I know. That's where they could have fleshed the story out a little bit more. So,
we spent so much time building up the characters, but I actually don't understand any of the characters' backstories at all.
Exactly. I don't care about Scarlett Johansson's character at all. She's just a mercenary that wants money. That's about as deep as her character goes.
They have the whole little. Her friend died with the car bomb, and it wasn't fast. Remember?
I don't. She just talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a problem.
This is what I'm saying. There were weird little things like that.
Yeah. They sit around and talk about things.
And instead of talking about them, I could have maybe even done some flashbacks or something. Yeah. I don't know. It just was...
You did 17 years earlier with the fucking beginning part.
I still want... It made me think of the Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, the monkeys. It shows the monkeys 17 years earlier.
Where Zeb's back in the Emperor's New Groove. He's like, what's with the chimp and the bug? That's how I felt about me.
But yeah, they'll do flashbacks for the dinosaurs for sure.
But I don't know. It still was a good movie. I guess with all these things that we're saying, I can kind of see why. If you overthink it, it's not a great movie, but it was fun to watch. It was fun to sit there. It was a fun dinosaur movie. Yeah, it had cute characters. There were funny moments. Yeah. There were heartfelt moments.
You're probably gonna rewatch it once at home. Maybe after watching Jurassic Park 1 and then skipping 2 and going to 3
and then watching this
and then Jurassic World and then watching this one. I don't need another one after Jurassic World.
I don't.
Yeah, the two
second and third we could just delete. They can. I would be fine thinking they're not here anymore.
Yeah, because Jurassic World kind of ends and you see the dinosaurs go off, and then you can just go right to Jurassic World
where it's cut off. Yeah, because they start with the dinosaur in the middle of the city.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, that was sad.
Yeah, apparently it's too cold for the dinosaurs. They're too cold.
Or just too fucked up. And they said disease and
They only live in the equator area, which,
Which, once again, why not take your boat out in the middle of the equator with your children?
Because then we could shoot in Cancun.
Valid.
We could shoot in the Caribbean.
Somebody was like, look, I'm just so tired of filming in the fucking cold. Can we go to the equator? We'll just make it part of the story.
But yeah, I guess it's a good reboot. If they do another movie, would you want to see these characters return? I kind of want a new batch of characters.
I would be fine with the family.
The family returning? Some recurring character?
Yeah. Maybe. Like the boyfriend, or maybe even the little girl growing up or whatever. Mm. Anything along those lines, I could deal with that. Mm. I don't think I want to see Scarlett Johansson.
Right? I didn't care. A whole movie, I'm like, I'm kind of over her.
I wasn't over. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. There was nothing. I stand by nothing bad, but nothing great.
Yeah, I could have put any actress in the role. It probably would have been fine.
Yeah, we were naming off a bunch of people that would have been just fine for it too.
Yeah. But she saw Johansson.
Yeah, but then that costs them more money.
Johansson costs a lot of money. She was probably $20 million of that budget. That's crazy. I wonder what her We could probably look that up, but I don't want to. Movie made a lot of money, too. 5 days, it made over $300 million worldwide. Pretty good.
That's impressive.
But I feel like everyone's just trying to get it in now before Superman comes out here. That's what I'm thinking.
That's just you. I love you so much.
Everyone's just trying to get it. No one's going to go back and rewatch this film. After seeing it once, you're not going to be like, oh, I got to go see that shit again. You got to go see that D-Rex at the end.
I love you, but I don't rewatch movies in the theater.
Well, that's how they make $1 billion. People have to go back and rewatch it. Yeah. It's been a family summer.
It has. It's been a good summer for family movies.
Because you're thinking Lilo and Stitch makes $1 billion, Minecraft make it almost $1 billion. You know, like these are not. You know,
they were bad movies.
And they are bad movies. Jurassic Park probably is still not a great movie, and it's still
good
family,
movie,
but it was still family friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, you had dinosaur kills, but it was not that many.
Not 28 years later.
Yeah, 20 years later.
You know what?
Zombie cock.
You know what I was saying? You know what I like the most is the lack of dinosaur dick in this movie. I love how little dinosaur dick I saw. That's my favorite part about this movie.
Not as much dinosaur penis.
No zombie weens flopping around everywhere.
I know, so much zombie
Oh my god, so much zombie wieners.
It was distracting. Now we're zombie. But that's a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. 90% of critics loved it. So I wonder what they're trying to say subconsciously, you know.
Some Freudian shit, man.
Yeah, they love that.
They love that dick. Just flopping around.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's a good movie.
Good movie.
Good movie.
We got more movies to watch coming up.
Superman's the big one.
Superman's a big one. Dinosaurs, so.
Dinosaurs. I liked it.
I
stand by sucker for a good dinosaur movie.
Yeah. I did not walk out of it. If y'all saw my Jurassic World, was it Dominion was the last one?
I think so.
I walked out of that movie 45 minutes in. And I bought a ticket for it at the theater. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not staying here for another 2 hours.
That was before your Stubbs membership when it cost you $2.
Yeah, I know. Stubbs, everybody get the Stubbs AMC membership. It is awesome.
It's a good Christmas gift.
2 tickets cost $10.
Yeah.
It's nice. And then you can spend more on the buckets. So you got more money to buy these. A cup with an eyeball on it.
It's cool.
It's a pretty dope tin bucket.
It still has a little popcorn in it.
I always like the AMC promotional stuff. They do. Look at that.
Wait. There's the best one.
That's the, what's her name? Dolores. That thing's going to be huge.
I love her.
That's going to be like the highest selling Jurassic Park squishy. Squishmallow.
Oh my gosh. And then actually accurate Spinosaurus, our first one.
First accurate Spinosaurus.
First accurate Spinosaurus. We had the Spinosaurus.
We had a Spinosaurus. Mosasaurus. And they got T-Rex on here. Do they have the D-Rex on
there?
They
do not, and I appreciate that.
Well, it just goes to show how ugly that fucking thing was. They didn't want to put it on the merchandise. But yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
But that's it for...
And I'm trying to decide if this is T-Rex or D-Rex.
I think it's the D-Rex.
Look at his little fucked up face.
It's the D-Rex.
Like, if you looked at it from this way...
That's what it looked like.
Hey, you guys!
And it didn't really do that much damage. It killed the CEO dude. That was it.
I also want to know the physics of it eating his body but leaving just the arm.
Just the arm.
How do you do that one?
I thought he was going to eat the briefcase and have to wait for it to poop out the briefcase. So
That'd be a really long movie.
You know what? That probably could have set the sequel. They have to go back to the island to get the briefcase because it ate it. And
that would have been interesting.
They had to poop it out, just like Jurassic Park 3. And dig through a poop.
That used to scare me so bad.
Right. Anyway, that's it for now.
That's it.
Go see some dinosaurs. You want to see them.
They're good dinosaurs. Especially
Dolores.
Dolores.
Much better than the last two. But that's it for now. Critics wrong as usual. As usual. Fucking love 28 days, years later. They love it. Zombie dick. Hate Jurassic Park.
No zombie dick.
Wait, no 20-foot penis with this dinosaur?
Why does the D-Rex not have a penis just flopping around?
What do you mean they lay eggs? What do you mean?
I want to see its cloaca.
That's it for now. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.